Today I'm going to be reviewing a game that I don't own, so I have to go to the arcade to review it. So this is the third Arcade Guts Field Trip.
The voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
So, that was a pretty cool opening. However, the game itself is not that good.
That does not seem very logical, Captain.
Who are you?
I am a Vulcan.
Oh yeah, that seems normal. Wait, why is it illogical that the game's not that good?
Why would you pay to play a game if you were sure that you were not going to enjoy it?
No, you have to understand. I need to review these games so people will know whether they're worth their quarters or not.
How illogical.
No matter what you think, I've got to review the game, so I'll see you around. Now, I'm not a big Trekkie or anything, but I do love the original Star Trek. I also love Next Generation. However, I'm not too familiar with Voyager. This game is Star Trek Voyager, released in 2002 by TeamPlay. Let's check it out. Now, the storyline for this game, from what I could gather, is you are a member of the USS Voyager, a Star Trek spacecraft, and it has been overtaken by a cyborg race called the Borg. The Borg are determined to assimilate you, and insist about 100 times in the game that resistance is futile. Now, this game is your basic rail shooter. However, it's a pretty crappy one. There are 2 cabinet variations for this game: the upright cabinet, and then the one I played, the sit-down cabinet. And that is where the crap fest begins. Through the majority of the game, you are playing in first person as your character navigates their way through a ship. So, it just feels odd to me that you are sitting down instead of standing, which is what your character is doing in the game. There is one mission where sitting makes sense, and that is when you are flying in a spacecraft, but that's about it. The second big complaint I have with this game is the reload function. Like most rail shooters, you reload by shooting off screen. However, the screen is very large in this game, and you will often think you're shooting off screen, but guess what? You're not. This results in you taking a lot of damage because you can't fire back at the precise moment you need to. Furthermore, why is it I even have to reload a phaser? Which brings me to my next point. From what I have seen in Star Trek, there are 2 basic kinds of phasers. The one from the older show, and the Phaser 2 from the newer stuff. However, look at the game controller. It just looks like a gun, not a phaser. Personally, I think I would have enjoyed the feel of a Phaser 2 instead of this thing. One of this game's biggest downfalls is its sound. When I play a rail shooter, I expect big explosions, graphic screams from my enemies, and to hear the loud crack of my weapon as it fires. However, I get none of that from this game. While they did not seem to care about being authentic with the shape and feel of my phaser, they sure as hell kept the pathetic zap sound of the weapon. And hearing zap zap when I fire is just not satisfying in the least. So maybe when I kill my enemy, I'll get a really graphic scream? Oh yeah, I forgot. They're all cyborgs. That means I get next to no sound when I shoot them. Well, how about the big explosions? How do they sound?
dull, just like the whole damned game. The next issue I need to bring up in this game is the graphics. Now, I'm not normally one to complain about graphics because I'm a firm believer that good graphics do not equal good gameplay. However, this game sucks, so I feel it is important to bring up one of its greatest sucking points.
This game was made in 2002, the same year Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance came out, which had beautiful graphics, by the way. So the technology was there. However, this game's graphics are more on par with 007 GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64, released in 1997.
So the way I figure it is this game's graphics are about 5 years behind what they should be.
I have one other complaint with this game's graphics, and that is, much of the art seems slapped together. Most of the game has a relatively monochromatic palette, using mostly grays and blues, bringing to the game a very serious tone. And then, BAM! You're encountered with this guy. His bright yellow skin and cartoony features make him seem as though he was a character designed for another game that they just put in at the last moment. He just seems out of place. The only thing I really liked about this game is the cabinet. The side panels are decorated with a badass collage of the characters from the game, and we also get this nice full body photo of Jerry Ryan. And the cabinet also has a nice little window in the back to really make it feel like you're in a little ship. All along the upper trim are strips of light that I am sure would look really cool in the dark of a cave-style arcade. Too bad this arcade is not of the dark cave variety. However, I must say, the cabinet makes the game look way better than it really is.
The long and short of this game is that it sucks. I really feel like I wasted my money playing this game, and I want my quarters back. So, I'm going to give Star Trek Voyager, the arcade game, a 1 out of 5. So until next time, I'm Michael V, and this has been Arcade Guts.